So welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily MCQ Practice. In this lecture series, as you all know by now, we practice MCQs from that day's current affairs, a particular day's current affairs. The idea is that you get to cover 4 to 5 MCQs on a daily basis from the topic of current affairs, because current affairs forms the most important portion of your civil services syllabus. It is the most important. 50% of your syllabus is directly or indirectly related to current affairs. And the only way to solidify these current affairs in your memory is by practicing MCQs from those current affairs on a daily basis. Because these 4 to 5 MCQs covered on a daily basis would add up to more than 1200 MCQs by the time you're ready for your next year's prelims examination. Okay? Stage 1 of civil services examination, the prelims examination, is a very important stage, okay? And you need to master your current affairs for that exam. And you can only do that by practicing enough MCQs from it, okay? So make this lecture series a part of your daily routine. It should be a daily habit of yours. All right. Now let's begin today's session with question number 1. Consider the following statements regarding Swachh Sarvekshan. It is the world's largest cleanliness survey and is a key pillar of Swachh Bharat Mission Grameen. Okay, it is conducted by Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation. Swachh Sarvekshan 2024-25 was the 9th edition of the survey, and in this, Ahmedabad secured the top spot. All right. Now look, Swachh Sarvekshan, well, it is basically a cleanliness survey. Okay. Cleanliness survey of cities. Okay. So, and yes, by the way, it is the world's largest cleanliness survey and is a key pillar of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan or Swachh Bharat Mission. But you should know that Swachh Bharat Mission has 2 components. Okay. Grameen, that is rural, and urban. Okay. Urban is, of course, cities. Now, this cleanliness survey is survey of cities. That is why it can only be a part of Swachh Bharat Mission urban, not Grameen. So, first statement is false because of this word Grameen over here. Okay. Otherwise, the entire statement would have been correct. Now, this survey is conducted by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs because it's an urban survey. Okay, so second statement is also false. Now, this Swachh Sarvekshan survey of 2024-25 was the 9th edition of this survey. And in this survey, Ahmedabad secured the top spot, followed by Bhopal, and third was Lucknow. These 3 cities have performed well when it comes to cleanliness and sanitation. Okay, though under this survey, awards are also given, and these awards and these rankings are basically divided population wise. So, cities with more than 10 lakh population will have separate rankings. Cities with 3 lakh to 10 lakh population will have separate rankings. Cities with 50,000 to 3 lakh would have separate rankings, and cities with below 50,000 population would have separate rankings. Okay, so Ahmedabad secured the top spot in cities with more than 10 lakh population. Nonetheless, third statement is correct. So only one statement is correct. The answer to this question would be A. Question number 2. Consider the following statements regarding the terror outfit called the Resistance Front. It was designated as a terrorist organization by Ministry of Defense in 2023 under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. It is considered to be a proxy of Lashkar-e-Toiba, a UN designated terror outfit. Except India, no country has recognized TRF as a terrorist organization. Okay. Now listen to me carefully. Look, we all know about Lashkar-e-Toiba. Okay, it is a terror outfit, terror organization that has carried out multiple terrorist attacks in India, including the 26/11 Mumbai attacks. Okay. Now, Lashkar-e-Toiba has been carrying out terrorist activities for quite some time now. And the world also recognized that. Clear? That is why it is a UN designated terror organization. So it is under UN sanctions also. Right? Now, because it is under UN terror watch list and it is designated as an international terrorist organization, Therefore, considerable pressure was on Pakistan to take action against LET. Okay, so Pakistan could not support LET the way it could have if it was not declared a UN terror organization. Okay, plus by 2018, most of the top leadership of LET that was operating in Kashmir were neutralized by Indian security forces. Therefore, LET had to reinvent itself. Okay, LET and Pakistan wanted to basically reply or avenge their neutralization of top commanders by Indian security forces, but it could not have done it by itself because, first of all, it was under UN watch list, and second of all, most of its leaders were now dead. Okay, so it had to reinvent. So it created a separate organization under it called the Resistance Front. This Resistance Front, the name is, within this name, the Resistance Front, you won't find anything Islamic, so that people all over the world don't consider the Resistance Front as an Islamic terrorist organization, Islamist terrorist organization, right? The idea was to give it a secular name so that people don't consider. Global opinion is not towards this Resistance Front. Globally, it is not considered, it shouldn't be considered as an Islamist organization. That's why the name was kept like this. Plus, Pakistan wanted to portray that the Resistance Front is a local Kashmiri movement against Indian government. Okay, Kashmiri people are not happy with Indian government. That is why they have decided to resist. That's the narrative that Pakistan wanted to push. That's why they reinvented themselves as TRF. This TRF conducted multiple attacks in the Jammu sector, and the latest one was in Kashmir Valley, Pahalgam terror attack. Okay. Now, initially, after Pahalgam and Operation Sindoor, Pakistan was successful in basically convincing the world, partially successful, I should say, in basically convincing the world that, well, local Kashmiris did this attack, Pakistan had nothing to do with it, and TRF is not related to Pakistan. But that limited success that Pakistan got initially has now vanished. Why? Because USA has designated TRF as a foreign terrorist organization under its law. Plus, USA has clearly said that TRF is related to Lashkar-e-Toiba, a banned organization, a renowned terrorist organization all over the world. And when USA says something, it carries weight because USA is the most powerful country in the world. Okay? So it is good diplomatic victory for India. Now, we always knew that TRF is an offshoot of Lashkar-e-Taiba, and that is why we designated it as a terrorist organization way back in 2023 under Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. But still, first statement is false. Why? Because when it comes to terrorism, internal security, well, the matters are dealt by Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay? Not by Ministry of Defense. Ministry of Home Affairs takes care of internal security. So it was designated as a terrorist organization by Ministry of Home Affairs, not Defense. That is why this first statement is false. Now, it is considered to be a proxy of Lashkar-e-Taiba, a union-designated terror outfit. Absolutely correct. Except India, no country has recognized TRF as a terrorist organization. Absolutely false, because I just, like a few seconds back, I mentioned that TRF has been recognized by USA. Okay, so except India, no country, no USA recognizes it. So second statement is also false. Now in the question it was asked which of the above statements are not correct. So which statements are not correct? 1 and 3. So the answer would be C. Clear? Now let's shift to question number 3. Which of the following statements are correct regarding the Arabic Druze community? It is considered to be a sect of Shia Islam. Most members of this community are concentrated in the tri-junction area of Syria, Israel and Jordan. Druze militias were allied with Bashar al-Assad regime in Syrian civil war. The Druze community does not allow conversion within or outside their community. Okay. Now look, Druze is a separate religion. It is a religion in Arabia, okay, Arabic world, okay, and they are not Muslims basically, though they originated from basically Muslims, but this is a separate religion in the Arab world. Okay, now this Druze community is found in the tri-junction area of Syria, Israel and Lebanon. Okay, So some Druze are living in Syria, majority Druze are living in Syria, then some in Israel and some in Lebanon. So second statement is false. Okay. Now the thing is that, well, when Syrian civil war was going on between Bashar al-Assad, who was the president, Bashar al-Assad, and Bashar al-Assad was Shia, and Islamist forces under al-Shara. Well, it was a civil war between Assad and al-Shara Islamist forces. Now, al-Shara Islamist forces were Sunni, and al-Shara was basically known to be affiliated to Al-Qaeda and other Sunni terrorist organizations. Okay. Nonetheless, well, this was the civil war. Now, in this civil war, the Druze community allied with Assad. Okay. But eventually, al-Shara forces won. Bashar al-Assad was defeated. Al-Shara is now the president of Syria, and the Sunni Islamist forces are now in power. That is why the Druze community feels threatened. And there have been some skirmishes between the Druze militias and the forces allied with al-Shara in South Syria. Therefore, recently, Israel bombed Syria, saying that we want to protect our Druze brothers. Okay, so this is the context in which this news item came. Clear? So you should know about this context. Now, yes, second statement is false. Clear? Now, Druze militias were allied with Bashar al-Assad regime in the Syrian civil war. Absolutely correct. Now, let's talk about the Druze religion. Now, it is said that the Druze religion, well, it originated out of Shia Islam, but its practices are completely different from Islam. Okay? Its practices, religious practices, they are different from Islam. Clear? So that is why Muslims don't consider them as Muslims, and they themselves don't consider themselves as Muslims. Okay? They have so many belief systems, so many beliefs that are antithetical to beliefs of Islam. For example, the Druze believe in reincarnation. Muslims don't. Okay? Plus, there are many other things. In fact, in Islam, there is a concept of conversion. You convert other religions into Islam. Druze don't allow conversion, either within their community or outside their community. Okay, so there are so many differences. That is why Druze is a different religion, and it's very secretive also. They don't reveal their practices, their teachings also to everyone. It is a very secretive religion. Clear? So first statement would be false because it is not considered a sect of Shia Islam. It originated from Shia Islam, but it's a different religion. It is not even Islam. Clear? The Druze community does not allow conversion within or outside their community. Absolutely correct. Clear? So the answer is 3 and 4 only. And last, but definitely not the least, again, let's talk about Swachh Sarvekshan. So which of the following statements are correct regarding Super Swachh League? It is a new category introduced in Swachh Sarvekshan 2024-25 to honor cities showing sustained excellence in urban sanitation and cleanliness over multiple years. Okay. Cities who have been in top 3 for 2 years in the last 3 years have made the cut. There are 12 cities in the Super Swachh League. So basically, Super Swachh League is like IPL of cleanliness and sanitation. Like there is IPL, a cricket contest between teams, right? Similarly, Super Swachh League is a cleanliness contest between 12 best performing cities. Okay, so this is Super Swachh League. It was introduced this year only under Swachh Sarvekshan. Clear? So first statement is correct. Now, cities who have been in top 3 categories of their own population segment. So there are 4 population categories, right? Cities with more than 10 lakh population, cities with 3 to 10 lakh, cities with 50,000 to 10 lakh, 3 lakh, and less than 50,000. These are the 4 population categories. So top 3 cities in this category, top 3 in this, top 3 in this, top 3 in this. 12 cities are basically participants in this Super Swachh League. So this statement is also correct. This is also correct. All statements are correct. All right. And with that, we conclude today's session. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I'm sure it has added value to your preparation. But it will add more value if you're consistent and regular with this lecture series. That is a given. And you revise this lecture. And by revision, I mean you take a look at the written detailed solutions of all these MCQs that we just discussed. Now, these solutions are available in our notes, and these notes are available on our Telegram channel. The link to our Telegram channel is provided in the comment section just below this video. Make sure you click on that link, okay? And do the necessary revision. On that note, I'll be signing off with the promise of seeing you again with another set of MCQs. Thank you, everyone.